So I know no one is probably going to come in here anyway tonight. It is 4:06 a.m. I am listening to Green Red Production, relaxing music. This is the happiness frequency. Okay, so this releases serotonin, dopamine, endorphin, and this helps you release it. Okay, with binaural beats and meditation music. The happiness frequency. So, I'm feeling, everyone's energy during the quarantine, but I'm also feeling, a very deep sense of calm. I don't know if this is only in my life or, it feels to me it's in my world. Okay. And so, I've just been kind of basking in just feeling peaceful, comfortable, I'm grateful, for a lot of things, and just thinking back over a lot of things that I've gone through and that I've been through a lot and I've conquered a lot. I've achieved a lot. And so I've been thinking, first of all, I was thinking about, how people always tell me, because I know, because I was thinking about how I was having some deep thoughts tonight, and I always have deep thoughts. And how when people tell me, you're a deep thinker, and for some reason that is almost like a trigger for me. Like it's almost upsetting. It is frustrating when people tell me that, because it's not because I hear it so much. It's because I don't understand why I'm considered such a deep thinker. And it's not that I don't want to be a deep thinker. It's just that why am I considered, like, why is the way that I think considered deep thinking? And why doesn't everyone else think like this? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like this is just common sense and everyone should just think. And I feel like most of the world, this is just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? This is my experience. Like, most people don't think, and I mean, they don't mind telling someone else, yeah, you a deep thinker, but they're okay with them not thinking any deeper. Like, it's just frustrating for me. Like, why am I considered a deep thinker? Because I'm just being me, and this is just how I think. But I feel like, I just think like common sense things, and I'm just like, why don't other people think any deeper than they do? And it's not a judgment. It's just frustrating that it's the different, like, I'm different, okay? And why is, like, when you just imagine, like, thinking deeper than everyone else, you know what I'm saying? And I know that there's people who think deeper than I do, and I know they're just as frustrated as I am being in this world. Maybe they think deep enough, so deep that they're beyond that. Okay, I don't know, but I just know where I am, and I'm not frustrated all the time. It's just that I was thinking about how people always telling me that I'm a deep thinker, and then how they just seem cool to just not think any deeper. Like, if you know that there's deeper thoughts to have by observing someone else who thinks deeply, why are you okay with thinking on the level that you think on, and being okay with someone else thinking deeper? Like, because if there's, it's not about being, a competition of who's the deepest, but if someone's thinking deeper, that means that they're digging into, you know what I'm saying, some deeper knowledge. I mean, something that's of more value, and it's like people just get comfortable being, like, on the surface, and it's frustrating because, I'm not wired that way, and I just can't be. Like, how could I be on the surface when I know that there's so much more? You know what I'm saying? And how can anybody? That's my frustration. Like, how can you know that there's more and be okay with just what you know or what you have? I don't know. It's just, So basically, I'm going to kind of just be rambling. I'm not going off of any download that I had time to write down or anything, because, again, I was just laying here and I was having some deep thoughts. And, you know, so I just had, I'm like, this was just like now, I wasn't going to do a release tonight, which is why I started at 4, after 4. But I was having some deep thoughts and thinking about how, why are my thoughts considered deep in this world? And, and so, basically, I started to think about, I was getting ready to say something and lost it, but I'm going to go ahead because I know what I'm talking about, but there was something specific that I was getting ready to say. It'll come back to me. But, so I started to think about, everything that I've been through, especially in I would say this past 7 months or this past year, even this past 2 years, 2 or 3 years, when I think about it, but really the toughest things that I've gone through. I mean, the worst pain that I've ever experienced in my life was in this past 7 months. So I'm just going to condense it for the sake of the video or whatever. But so, I was thinking a lot about that, and, just because, that was something that I never, a part of me, like, it's because I feel like, okay, this is the thing. I have, like, a double perspective where I can completely relate to my little me, which I consider, the 3D me that's in this world. Then I'm also very connected to the large me, the big me, which is, my higher self, quote unquote God. Okay. And so I have both perspectives. So, the little me, It's like, because the little me has always known that I'm protected, that I'm being watched over, that I'm being guided. Because even before I was born, I was thinking, and I was like having this dialogue, okay? And even after I was born and before I could talk, I was always having this dialogue, like in my mind with my higher self. I've never had that separation, you know what I'm saying? And so, even like, so a part of me, this is what I was thinking about, how a part of, like, I felt like I was totally caught off guard by someone being so diabolical, that someone could be so cold and so hurtful to someone who was good to them. I couldn't wrap my mind around that. And so that's the small me. And then the big part of me, when I think about it, I feel like all my life I was expecting this, or like knew that this was coming too, because it's like a part of me was shocked by it, but then a part of me, I feel like I've been knowing all my life, like since I came into this incarnation, that this horrible 7 months that I've gone through, that it was going to happen. Because, I felt like I came in, and this is going to get pretty deep, you know what I'm saying? And so, nobody's in here right now, but y'all will hear this later. And I know that whoever hears it, it's going to be someone who's meant to hear it. And I hope that it's not unlisted, because I've noticed that when I've tried to do a couple of lives and stuff earlier, that they were unlisted for some reason. I don't know what's going on. And I also noticed, I'm not even going to get into it, but I noticed like some of the information off some of my videos has just disappeared. Like, stuff that I know that I take my time to put in, and it's just gone off some of my videos. But anyway, it's weird. But anyway, I was thinking about how a part of me was completely caught off guard, and then a part of me knew, like, since I came into this incarnation, that I was going to go through what I'm going through right now, like the spiritual awakening, having someone, betray me. It was like a part of me always knew that that was going to happen, and always was, like, I just knew, because it was like, I remember even before I could talk, even as a child, even, when I was very young, there was my higher self would always be like, how can I explain it? Like, I always wondered if I could trust people. Okay, even my mother, like even when I was born, like coming in, and my mom was very nurturing, still is to this day, very nurturing. So she wasn't like an abusive or like a neglectful mother or anything, you know what I'm saying? But it was just like, I knew something in this world, you know what I'm saying? Like, it took me a minute to trust things, coming into this when I came in, okay, because I already knew something was going to happen, that someone I knew coming in, that someone that I loved very deeply was going to betray me. I knew that. I knew coming in that someone that I allowed to get close to me was going to betray me on a deeper level. I knew it because, like I said, even as a baby, even as a child, I always was questioning, and it was like it was my higher self questioning or telling me, like my higher self, because I guess I need to explain and talk about who is God, which is what I named the video. Because, to me, and, we all have our own interpretation or belief about what God is. And for me, my own personal experience of what God is something that has been with me since before I even came into this incarnation. Like, it has been with me forever, but yet it is me. So it's something that, has always, I will say, like, let me try to just like condense it to this incarnation. In this incarnation, I mean, ever since I've been born, even before I could talk, I was having this dialogue. I've always been having this dialogue with, my higher self, or quote unquote God, okay? And always been, basically God always like asks me questions that I need to answer for myself, always tells me to ask certain questions of other people, always tells me to pay attention to certain things, just always has been there, comforts me when other people were not there to comfort me. Just always showed me what to do when I didn't know what to do in situations. Something that I know that loves me, that has always like bailed me out of things, has always like helped me through things, has been there with me through everything, never left, never ever been apart from me, that I know that will never ever be apart from me. You know what I'm saying? And so it's something that I love so deeply. And it's something that no matter what happens to me in this world, no matter what nobody else does or what I go through, is nothing is ever going to like rip me or, separate that, because it is me. It is me, but it's this cannot be separated. You know what I'm saying? But it's a deep love. And I guess I discovered this as I'm going to, into loving myself. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just, like I said, I'm not going off no downloads that I wrote down earlier. Like these are thoughts that I'm having like right now. You know what I'm saying? It's like when I'm thinking, because I can't, it's trying to explain what God is to me. You know what I'm saying? It's that voice, it's that feeling, like you're in my heart, you're in my mind, you are here, you're with me and in me within. Okay, and always has been, like I said, always has told me what I need to know, shown me what I need to see, given me what I needed. You know what I'm saying? Just always has been there, a protector, a provider. And when I was thinking about what I went through and why I got so deeply hurt in this relationship that my last relationship, so deeply hurt. I mean, hurt beyond what I ever thought was even possible. And I just, a part of me, I had to really admit that, the little me was a little bit angry. You know what I'm saying? At the big me, at God, like, why did you let this happen? Because I know that you always look out for me. You always see what's coming. You always protect me. Like, why did you allow this to happen? Like, why did you allow me to get hurt this deeply? You know what I'm saying? And of course I'm talking to myself because I allowed this. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's, again, it's this double-minded, being the little me and the big me at the same time. Okay. And so it's, and it's also, you can liken it to you and your inner child. Your inner child is asking you, why did you allow this person to hurt me like this? Why did you, what is this? And I clearly got the answer, and the answer was, because first of all, I knew on the surface level, that I wasn't listening to, I guess I should have, I was, I mean, I can't say that I wasn't listening to my intuition, because my intuition was on point. I was, but it was like the way, you can't, I guess I didn't trust to go completely just off of my intuition alone. Okay. At that time, because it wasn't that I wasn't listening to my intuition. I just didn't feel, I just knew that, I just wasn't, prepared to take actions based on my intuition alone, I would say. And at that time, and today, I am a person who would absolutely take action based on my intuition alone. Now, I have taken other actions in the past based on my intuition alone, but as far as like in a relationship and not being able to prove things that that you think, or that that you feel, being willing to just take an action towards that based on my intuition alone. Okay. And today I am a person who would absolutely do that. Okay. But at that time I wasn't. And I'm not just saying that was the problem, but the message that I clearly got, as far as like, why was I allowed to just be hurt that deeply? Was because, God told me, because that wasn't me. That wasn't me. Okay. And then I began to think deeper. I'm like, that wasn't you. What do you mean? You know what I'm saying? But I already knew it, that wasn't me. And then I thought about, okay, so all of my life, because I thought about how all of my life I have already known the person that I love. Even before I met them, I know who they are. They are a reflection of me. You know what I'm saying? It's someone who loves like me, someone who thinks like me. You know what I'm saying? Someone who's going to reciprocate, you know what I'm saying? This pure love that I have, you know what I'm saying? And the people that I have tried to love, they were not that. You know what I'm saying? They were not filled with the same spirit that I'm filled with. Okay. And so I realized that it's God that I'm in love with. I always have been in love with. I already know who I'm in love with. I know what they're like. You know, it don't matter what you look like. You know what I'm saying? It matter what you are like. Okay. And I already know that person. And I have yet to meet that person in the flesh. Okay. So looking at other things and whatever other things, reasons why you get into relationships. And I started to think about, well, basically, I'm gonna bring this all together because I know my mind is kind of everywhere. But I started to think about, you know, because I never believed, you know, when people would say God is a jealous God, and I'm like, no, because, you know, jealousy is not of God. Like that's a low vibrational, you know, thing. But I began to reinterpret it, like, okay, because I think about me and I know that my love is absolutely pure. But at the same time, the jealousy, I wouldn't call it jealousy, but like, you know, when I love someone, I absolutely do not want to share, and I'm not going to share. And I want that person to love me with, you know, as far as, I'm not saying I want them to love me only in a narcissistic way. You know, they can love their children and they can love their friends and everybody else. But as far as this relationship and this romantic love, if you know, if I'm going to open my heart to you, I want you to open yours to me. And it's just us. I don't want nobody else up in here. Okay. Nobody. This is too damn sacred for that. Okay. And so that's, you know, that is, you know, that love was what I wanted. Okay. What I always have wanted. And I guess we, you know, the little me was looking at other things, you know what I'm saying? Looking at other things. But in my soul, in my spirit, I already knew that who I wanted. I already knew what I wanted them to be like. And I guess seeing things visually, and, you know, other, whatever it was that you felt that you got into a relationship for, being attracted to someone physically, and whether it was a codependency, whether you thought you needed them for something, whatever was the reason, none of those reasons, you know, was God. Okay. And so this is why you got hurt so deeply, because you, in your heart, you are in love with God. You are already in love with God. And so this person, you try to project your God, your inner God, onto and into this person. And that person did not have that God within them. And you fully expected that they did. You couldn't imagine a person who didn't have God within them. You know what I'm saying? You didn't understand that there are people out here who, you know, who don't have God within them. You know what I'm saying? There are people who are like empty vessels. There are people who work for the dark. Okay, understanding that the yin and the yang does exist. That, you know, there's darkness and there's light. Okay, and some people represent the dark. And being filled with light, that's hard. That's something that you don't understand. That's something that you don't know until you do know it. Okay, and when you come to know it, it is extremely, excruciatingly painful. But it does not kill you. It breaks you. It shatters you wide open until you see that you are not a physical being. You're not a shell, but you are this brilliant light being. And that brilliant light being can only be seen and felt and experienced when you crack open the shell of the person that you used to be. And realize what it was that you were actually looking for. You were looking for a reflection of yourself. Someone who loves like you, someone who thinks like you, someone who acts like you. Your twin. And all these people that you were physically attracted to, or you needed for something, you tried to project that flame into that person. And some of them may have had aspects of it, but none of them were ever the full flame. None of them were ever fully satisfying. Some of them utterly, absolutely disappointing. One of them hurt you, so you felt it was beyond repair. was that caused me to start to ask myself, because I was asking myself, like, why did you let this happen? Why did you allow this to happen? How did this happen? How did you allow this to happen? Because, like I said, I've always known who I was in love with, even though I had not met him. Still have not met him. I may have met his shell, his empty vessel, while he's still sleeping in the higher dimensions. I may have met that. I've met many of those. But for a lot of us, our twins are, they, and I've always known that, like, most people's twins don't incarnate in the physical realm, and that they stay in the higher realms. They guide us, whatever. I'm just like, okay, well, is that my higher self that I'm talking to? You know what I'm saying? I mean, if there's a lot of questions that come up, but the questions are fun to ask, because when you're in touch with your higher self, you always get the answers. So I started thinking about, is God a jealous God? There's a different way to interpret the jealousy. It's just, it's not about being jealous of anything else. I knew that God couldn't be jealous because everything already belongs to God. And in me, I'm not a jealous person. I'm not a jealous-hearted person, but I understand that you want your, it's like when you love that one person, you know what I'm saying? You want that one person to love you and nothing to come in between it. And so when we are loving the vessel, when we are loving the potential, the idea, welcome, Belizean. I just opened my eyes. I don't know how long you've been here. I'm just kind of rambling and having thoughts, When you fall in love with an idea, with an image, with an ideal, you're not falling in love with God. You're falling in love with an image, an ideal. You know what I'm saying? The vessel that probably has not yet been filled with the Spirit. And you become very acutely aware of this the more that you try to deal with this person who has not been filled with their own spirit yet. Their spirit is still sleeping in the higher dimensions. This person is not awakened. They are like the walking dead, literally. And so we fell in love with the vessel, with the potential, with something that wasn't real. The narcissist. Think about the story of Narcissus, okay? The Greek myth about Narcissus. He fell in love with something that wasn't real, with his reflection in the water. It's the same experience that we are having. We think that other person is the twin, the flame, the reflection, but it's empty. It's really not really there. Because we want a reflection of the Spirit. You know what I'm saying? We're already in love with that. We already know who we're in love with. We know what they act like. We know what they're like. We know what they feel like. We know how they treat us. Because it is us. It's a very profound experience to feel as if you are one soul in two bodies. Very profound. Very frustrating, very painful until you wake up and understand what the hell is going on. very disorienting, very humbling. But very beautiful at the end of the day. In spite of all the pain, in spite of everything, you begin to realize who you are. Like, wow, really? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and you start having these deeper, realizations of things. Like I said, I feel like, I've always known who I'm in love with. It's crazy though. I mean, because it's like right now, it's like, okay, I feel like I'm in love with myself. I'm in love with God. I am God. Like all of those things are true at the same time. So yeah, y'all, welcome to the age of Aquarius, the age of awakening, the great awakening. The awakening is great. It's great because you begin to see things from a different perspective. You begin to be able to work things from a different perspective. So who is God? Like I said, to me, God is the one who has just always been here with me. Before I came into this incarnation, and has never left me since I've been in this incarnation. And I have been through some shit. I have done some shit. And this is the one who has never left me, never changed, never judged, never wavered, always answers my questions, always shows me where to go, tells me what to say. And I always win. I always get what I want. I always get what I need. I always have what I need. That's who I'm in love with. The one who has always protected me, always went before me to straighten out shit before I get there. Always went before me to make sure I don't run into, traps and snares. Always pulled me out of the ones that I ended up in when I didn't listen. I ain't making this shit up. I'm not. I know, because you hear, because now that I'm listening to myself, I'm like, damn, you sounding real churchy. Y'all know I don't like church bitches, okay? But it's a testimony. It's real. You know what I'm saying? This is my experience all of my life. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is how I do my work. This is, I couldn't imagine what it would feel like to not have this presence within me and to not have this voice in my head guiding me. And I have to accept or realize that some people don't have that. Like, what must that feel like? Because, we have to accept that, the darkness exists and the light, the darkness exists just as well as the light. And I think about, when I work, because y'all know I've worked with dark forces. I've done dark work. I do, and I'm not saying that, this is the thing. Even as I was working with the dark energies, people, even people who work with the dark energies, we are in denial that is quote unquote devil energy. Now, what I will say is, there's no judgment in the universe about which energy that you choose to work with. There really isn't. So, I'm not saying that you're bad or condemned or anything for working with the devil energy, but understand that it is devil energy if it's dark. What I mean by dark, okay, I'm not meaning the dark energy of the yin yang. The dark energy of the yin yang is divine feminine energy. I'm talking about low vibrating energy. Okay, low vibrating energies like, for example, when I have done work to cause chaos and confusion, when I've done work to cause destruction on people and in people's lives, that is devil energy. Okay, and what I had, and no, I wasn't calling on the devil. I wasn't summoning the devil. I became the devil. Just like within me, we both have those energies within us. Okay, and now that I have balanced those energies within myself, now I can talk about it. We can pull up either of those energies at any time. But I want to talk about the difference. When I work with dark energy, I always got to pay. You got to pay. That's what offerings are. That's what all that bullshit is that you give to the spirits. You have to pay because they don't really have, they don't have anything, okay? They don't have the shit, so you have to give it to them. Or they require things, you know, the dark is lower vibrating energy. You have to pay. So if you do not give your offerings, then you're going to pay in some other kind of way. They're going to take it out your ass. When I work with angelic spirits, when I work with the light, I don't have to pay. They won't even receive, like there's nothing that you can give to the light because they already have everything. They bring you blessings and gifts. Oh, the only thing that they ask that you pay is attention. They ask that you study to show yourself approved. They ask that you learn so that you can teach. They ask that you clear and clean yourself out, that you purge yourself of darkness so that you can make of yourself a vessel. But the darkness, they ask for shit like blood. They want wine. They want dead animals. They want other shit. They want your life force energy. And people don't talk about that. They don't like to talk about that. But pay attention to people who only do dark work. And look at how badly and how quickly they age. Someone was in my inbox earlier this week, just a couple of days ago. As a matter of fact, asking me about this other spiritualist and how she seems to have aged very rapidly. And we all know, you know, me and this other person know that this other person does dark work. They work a lot with dark energy more than anything else. You know what I'm saying? And so, of course, you know, it's going to have that effect on you. When you work with dark energy, they you know, it's heavy. It's a heavy energy. It's a lot. It drains you. When I would do dark work, I would go to sleep. Like right after I would need to sleep, I would need to rest. It's taking life force energy. I'm aware of it. So when if I choose to do dark work, just be fully aware of what you're doing, what you're giving, what you're offering. So when I do dark work now, I know that I'm giving up my life force energy. Is it worth it? Is the work that I'm about to do, is it worth me giving up my life force energy? This is why spiritualists who do work for other people, this is why we charge, because we are literally giving up our life force energy to get this work done for you. In whatever way that we're giving it up. Whether it's through the menstrual blood, whether it's through the blood, whether it's through the energy, the breath, whatever. Understand that they're spiritualists. If they are a true spiritualist, they're doing real work for you. They are, especially if they're doing some baneful work for you. They are giving up bits and pieces of their life force energy. So pay them well and appreciate them. When I do light work, I have more energy. I look younger. I get blessings without even having to do anything but bless other people. I'm not being asked to do anything but to share what is being given to me. So once again, there is no judgment on which energy that you choose to work with. But there is a difference. I've noticed that some of the people who were just weeks ago throwing up the Baphomet and talking about dark energy, all of a sudden now they want to be a light worker. They're a light warrior. They're a healer. And, there are a lot of people out here who are, I'm not saying that it's, it's okay. It's okay if you truly are wanting to, come on over into the light. It's okay. But there are some people who are still filled with the darkness and wanting to portray being a light worker. Some people who are snakes at the core. The difference is that a light worker is light at the core. So even when I was doing dark work, you could not waver my faith in the Most High. My faith never wavered. You know what I'm saying? My love for the Most High never wavered. My love for humanity never wavered. You could never turn me completely dark. Some people go completely dark. And we have experienced some of those people. I just opened my eyes. Let me see what you're talking about, Beligian. Can't stand a hex hungry witch. That's all they do is talk about. Yes. And they start getting old. They have body aches. They don't even realize that they are, you messing yourself up. Okay. And that's exactly what I was talking about. Somebody was in my inbox talking about this hex hungry witch. That's a perfect term. Yes. Because that's all they do. You could be improving your own life, but you're so busy because see, those are narcissistic witches. Okay. That's a narc who wants to use their abilities in the wrong way. And those are the people I'm talking about who end up going completely dark, because if you are doing all that dark work and and you're supposed to be, or you could be, you're not balancing that out, your adamantine particles are taken away from you. Your God particles are taken away from you. You can't use them because you can only use those particles to do good. You can only use those particles to heal and help, to create things, okay? To create crystalline structures. You can only use those particles to create higher vibratory structures. Okay. And so if someone is always in the, first of all, you can tell by not just the work that they're doing, you can tell where they're vibrating at, again, by their conversation. They can't even stay on a high vibrating, topic for 5 seconds. If you bring up a high vibrating topic, they are going to introduce negativity into it. Okay, they cannot do it because they're on a whole nother plane. Okay, which is indicative of us in different worlds due to our states of mind and our states of being. Heaven and hell are states of mind and states of being. And though we all appear to be in this same world, we absolutely are not. The narcissist is in hell, in a very dark world, surrounded by rapists and stalkers and, people out to get them. This is what their world looks like. And so this is what you hear them talking about. The light worker sees a fresh new earth that they have all the power within them to create. It's a different experience altogether. Yet we appear to be in the same world. We absolutely are not. We have to embrace both, Beligian, because that's how we stay balanced. That's how we stay balanced. If we try to embrace only light in this world of duality, And then, people see you as weak. They step all over you, and you are naive. When you embrace only light in this world, you are naive. I have to, this is what I have come to learn. I was naive. So absolutely, we must embrace both, because the yin and yang, must both be embraced. This is why I was saying, there's no judgment about which work you do. I do both. But it's about who are you going to be in allegiance with, because at this time, you have to choose. There's no more straddling the fence right now. You can choose to, but you're going to end up on one side or the other, because there's a divide that's happening right now. Okay? It was like in my dream, we were rising up off the planet. Okay? That's the higher vibrating beings. And the lower ones were being left behind. They were actually burning. Okay, because in the new earth, there is no duality. There is only light, the realms of light. Beyond time and space, there are only realms of light. There is no darkness. So if you wish to rise and ascend, we acknowledge that darkness is there, but that's not, we're going to be lending our energy, our life force energy to that, because then you will stay stuck in this realm or on this plane. Okay, so it is a choice. It's a decision, and to each his own. And this is why I say that we are all experiencing a different world according to our states of mind and our state of being. Our state of being is according to the state of mind. So that we all appear to be in the same world, each and every person is experiencing it in a different way. And soon the people who see a new earth, who see things getting better, they will no longer be within the reach of those people who see this darker world. I've had many dreams and many revelations and premonitions about this. Beyond time and space, there are only realms of light. This is where the archangels and the angelic beings come from. Realms of light. This is where rainbows come from. Realms of light. Beautiful, colored, prismatic light, crystalline light, just beautiful light. That's what we are. If you're a light worker, then you understand and you remember those lights, those colors. So, there are those of us, some of us who are light workers, we want to go home. We're tired of this. We're tired of this darkness. We're tired of the heaviness. We're tired of seeing people do things to each one another. We're tired of this hell. We want to go back to the realms of light, where we came from. And so in order to do that, we have to raise our vibrations, even in the midst of those who are vibrating low. There's going to be a great divide and separation. It's happening as we speak. As we speak, there are people who are running around in absolute fear and panic, devil energy. There are those who are where I'm at, feeling peaceful, having deep thoughts, planning the structures that I'm going to be creating in the new earth. Absolutely a difference, a major difference in perspective. People run around here with masks, afraid to go visit their mother because they think she's going to die if they expose her to anything. So I'm just going to stay away from my own mother because she's getting older, and the older people are more at risk for it, moving in fear, moving in devil energy. And then there are those of us who are absolutely at peace, loving our families, drawing close to the family, not fearing anything at all, but being absolutely determined to raise the vibration of this planet. And yet we all appear to be in the same world. We absolutely are not experiencing the same world. There is a great divide that is happening as we speak. It's absolutely possible to do both, Beligian. But the people who are straddling the fence are going to be taking a big risk on which side they fall on when this fence is part. That fence is not going to be there. There's going to be a great divide. So at this time, this very crucial time in the evolution of humanity, you must choose a side. If you don't choose, a side will be chosen for you. As simple as that. I have done both because we were in a world of duality. The old world as we know it is passing away. They have people in quarantine. I don't know how long all of this madness is going to last, but I know that once you come out of it, the world as you knew it is not going to be there anymore. I told y'all, this was coming. The old world is passing away. And the people who based their lives and their belief systems and their whole everything on it, they are running around in fear and panicking. I told y'all that this was going to happen. I told you it was coming. Our job is to hold the light, to bring down the higher realms, the realms of light into this darkness. And the people who are hooked into the matrix, who are part of the darkness, are running in fear. My people have been warned. My people should have known already that this was coming. I told y'all. It's exactly what I told you. Don't forget now. Don't get scared now. Don't succumb to the fear now. Do not join the masses in the fear now. This is not the time. I told y'all it was coming. I told you to put your armor on. I told you to prepare. All the way up to the very moment. I told you it was coming. Now, there is no more time. If you do not choose a side will be chosen for you. This is not a time to be neutral. This is a time to be very proactive, very assertive in who you are. What your cause is, what your purpose is, what your intent is. This is not the time to be straddling the fence, Beligian, and I'm only saying that out of love. You must choose and release. If you do not choose and release, a world will be chosen for you and a world will be released from you. This is orchestrated by the divine. Welcome, Motormouth Afro Kid. I haven't seen you in a while. I appreciate your energy. So yeah, I was talking about, my experience of who God has been in my life has been, like I said, just this presence that's within me, but all around me, protecting me, provides for me, shows me what to do, shows me where to go, how to accomplish things, how to overcome things, how to make shit happen. I feel completely protected and safe with who I call God. I'm always being warned ahead of time about things. I'm always being shown. I'm never lost. I'm never without what I need. It's the presence that is both with and in me, that provides for me, protects me, that has never left me no matter what I have gone through, no matter what I have done. And it's that spirit that I've always been looking for in a mate. It's that spirit that I've always been in love with. So when you meet your twin flame, this is what you're looking for. You're looking for that part of you. It's like the reflection of yourself. It's not even the reflection. It is that person that loves like you, that thinks like you, that acts like you, that's going to reciprocate like you. Okay, it's your twin. It's your really the other half of you. But it's also God, like your higher self. So for some, like I said, I was talking about how, the twin flame, a lot of people run into that narcissistic twin flame, and it's just the shell. It's not, the spirit ain't in it yet, because the spirit is still in the spirit realm. The spirit is you, the love. It's like you, who I'm in love with, is my God that's within me, and I want to see that in the world. I want that in another person. And though I have met all these empty vessels, they were not filled with that spirit. This is why it hurts us so deeply, because the spirit is not there. I mean, a narcissist literally feels like the walking dead, an empty vessel. There's no soul, there's no heart. But I do feel that, because I've always, y'all know that it's very important for me to figure out the narc demon. It's my life's purpose, it's my life's work. And, I am figuring it out, because like I said, I've never asked my God for anything and didn't receive it. Never. I don't think that I ever will. So I really do think that I'm beginning to understand. It's crazy too, but so yeah, it's your higher self, the twin flame. For a lot of people, I hear, like I said, I've heard a lot of people say, well, a lot of us think that we've met our twin, and there's talk about the false twin, and all of those things are schools of thought that are very relevant and pertinent. Okay, all true at the same time. Because for some of you, the twin is still in the spirit realm, and it is your higher self. You're talking to your twin all the time. It's with you, it's in you, but you want to see it reflected to you in this 3D world. You want your twin to join you here. And I feel like it was really because now that I've come into this place of, just loving myself, because like I said, that spirit that I'm in love with, it's my own spirit. It's me. Okay, so it's just like, I'm loving myself, but it's still that, if you can see that reflection, it's the twin flame. I'm getting such a deeper understanding of it now, right? And so it's like, now that I understand that it's me, you know what I'm saying, and it's all balanced within me. I feel like now I can bring and I don't know. I feel like this can happen though. Like now, the spirit can actually join me in this realm, in another body, as a twin, because now I have balanced it within myself. Now I understand that it is myself. And now when I look at the twin, if it's the spirit, you know what I'm saying, in whatever body that it appears in. I'm going to recognize it as myself. I'm going to love it as myself. That doesn't mean, I don't want to confuse anyone and be like, you can just look at anybody else and have that. No. But I feel like now I can actually, my higher self can actually join me now in this realm because now I understand. Because now I love myself. Now I have accepted the dark and the light part of me. Now I have chosen to play my part as the light. Okay? But in the world, it appears as the dark, if you look at the yin and yang, the dark energy, or it doesn't appear as the dark, but it's considered the dark energy, the feminine energy. It's crazy how both twins have to balance both energies within ourselves, but then we like, we fall into that one energy, like, we both have the masculine and feminine energies within us. They must be balanced. But then when we come together, we like fully become the feminine and fully become the masculine, but still having the other within us. I'm completely seeing the yin yang circle with little piece in there. Okay, now I understand that image. I mean, I am in awe of the creator and what I'm being shown right now. Like, wow, like really, damn, that is so dope. Like, okay, so like it's that yin and yang with that little piece of the, the black part has that little white dot and the white dot has that little black part. I'm telling you, oh my God, like, so like when we come together, when we understand, like fully, when you become whole, it's like you balance those energies within yourself, okay, both energies, but then you become that one energy. It's like you become the one, but you still have that little dot of the balance of the other one within you. The way that it balances is so damn dope. Oh my God. I am so, y'all, I wish I could show y'all what I'm seeing. I wish I could show y'all what I'm seeing right now. It is so, oh my God, that is so deep. Like, like I said, the creator never, I mean, it's God, I am in awe of what I'm seeing right now. Like, there's no words for it. The way that I'm, the understanding that I'm being given about the yin and yang. Like, wow, okay. So like I am, fully divine feminine, but yet I have both balance in me. That is that little piece. Okay, I wish I'm gonna find a better way to explain this. Okay, because I'm seeing it. Like I am the feminine, but I have that little piece, and that balances me with that other side. And now that I understand that and I see this vision, now I can actually have this in the 3D and not just an empty shell, but actually my other half, my spirit, with the spirit in it, the other half of my spirit. And this is so dope, y'all. Because I know, see, I'm gonna really, because I'm tired. It's like 5:06 a.m. I'm being shown something that is so dope. I'm trying to explain it in the best way that I can. It's like I said, the yin yang with that little piece in there, and it's complete, absolute, perfect balance and so beautiful. But it's all you. It's all one. It's all one thing. You know what I'm saying? The same energy. So yeah, like I said, it's when you understand that, yes, I do both works, and I have all of that within me, like, because I mean, of course, I started off doing dark. You know what I'm saying? I started doing dark work in this incarnation. I started doing dark work. And so I've already moved through that. So it's not like when I go into the light and I choose light, that the dark is not still there. You know what I'm saying? That it has to be there. It has to be there to create the balance. So, but I choose to be this. You can choose to play either role. You can, because they're both very necessary. Okay. And, not one is better than the other. It's about what you choose to experience, what you choose. And so, I choose, to be light, because it's just who I am at the core. However, you know what I'm saying? I am very much balanced by the darkness. I can pull upon either energy, whenever I'm ready, because it's all one energy. It's all within me. You know what I'm saying? So feeling whole and complete and balanced. And I'm seeing the yin yang symbol in this beautiful 3D hologram. Like how remember I told you guys that you were going to start seeing stuff like how Nikola Tesla saw it. Well, that's what I'm seeing. That's why I can't explain it. Like, it is so dope. Oh my God, it is so dope. Like, it is a 3D thing. Like, it is, oh my God, the way that it just fits into one another. It is so intricately, intimately intertwined. And that is the twin flame union. You know what I'm saying? The yin yang, like, that symbol does not do it justice. The little 2D flat symbol does not do the real symbol justice. It's so absolutely beautiful. There ain't even I can't even, there's no words for it. But anyway, you guys, it's 5:08 a.m. I really just wanted to come and kind of ramble and get some of those thoughts off of my mind. And I hope that you guys, because I know that I'm not the only one who is feeling this balance, who's achieving this balance, coming into new understanding. I hope that I'm not, because like I said, I forget that, like, most of the world, other people are just, talking about the coronavirus and shit. You know what I'm saying? And people are scared, because that's not where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling so like peaceful. I feel like I'm basking in the feelings of just gratitude. In spite of what I've been through, I even, appreciated, now. Not saying that I would ever wish it on nobody or go through it again, but I am understanding that what I went through is going to be so worth what I'm achieving from it. The wisdom, the knowledge, the strength, just being better, everything being better, me being able to be a master manifester, because this is where I'm headed to. You know what I'm saying? And really be just embodying my higher self. You know what I'm saying? As an ascended master. Okay, this is where I'm trying to go. Okay, so I'm like, okay, if I had to go through that, to get there, okay, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Because now I'm on the other side of it, and like healing, and I was never it didn't, I was shattered, but I was able to put myself back together. That's the beautiful thing about it. Like, damn, I can break all the way apart, and I am so damn powerful that I can put myself back together. And when I put myself together, I'm gonna make matter of fact, I'm gonna make myself a better version of what I was before. That's how dope that I am. So now I'm not afraid of being broken anymore. You know what I'm saying? You can't break me, because now this new version, it's new, improved. You know what I'm saying? It's indestructible, like the emerald tablets. Okay? I can't be broken now. You know what I'm saying? Because now I know who I'm made of. I know what I'm made of. You know what I'm saying? I thought that I could be broken. I thought that shell that cracked open, I thought that was me. But it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? That shell needed to crack open so that I can see who I truly am. And so now I'm grateful for the whole experience. You know what I'm saying? And I can say through the whole experience, my faith never wavered. My love for the one never wavered. It cannot waver. I mean, it's the relationship is so intimate. It's like, you are me. This is me. It's my soul. It's my spirit. You know what I'm saying? You are with me and in me as me. There is no separation here. So how could there be, you know what I'm saying? How could I ever lose? Because I feel like, when the devil, like the people who work for the devil energy, they're always in this competition mode, and they're always trying to like cause you to lose faith. But they don't realize that, like, when you're hardwired into this, you can't lose faith. That means that if you're asking me, if you think that I'm going to lose faith in quote unquote God, if you think I'm going to lose faith in love, then you think that I'm going to lose faith in myself. And that is just absolutely never going to happen. Like, I know who I am. I've always known who I am, regardless of what somebody else is doing. Like, what they were doing may have hurt me and all that, but it never made me question, quote unquote, God. Never made me question love or who I am. It never changed me. I never wavered. I'm not going to. You know what I'm saying? No matter what. So, I mean, because that's not even possible. That's what I don't think that they understand about people who are hardwired into God. It's not possible for us to be shaken no matter what you do. We do not waver, because it's like you asking me to give up on my own soul, my own spirit, on who I am. And that's not going to happen, because most of the people asking you, or all of the people asking you to do that, are weaker than you. And you already know that. You know that going in. So nobody that's weaker than me is ever going to make me waver on who I am. Like, I never thought that I was weaker than the narcissist. I never thought that I was weaker than anybody. I've always known since I was born that I'm very, very strong. Okay, I've always known that. Okay, so don't let the tears and the emotion fool you. Don't let the empathy fool you. See, that's where the narcs and the demons mess up at. They mistake our kindness and our pliable heart for weakness. Big mistake. Big mistake. Okay? So now the whole world, which is mostly narcissistic in nature, is reaping, because y'all thought we were weak. I'm going to leave it at that for now. Belizean Bad and Bruja, thank you for spending this time and space with me. Motormouth Afro Kid, much love always. I appreciate your energy. Until we meet again, my people, keep it classy, keep it clean, and do what y'all gotta do to make shit happen. Peace.